Hey guys, Sean T. Phillips here with my 2022 LA Comic-Con vlog. Now, if you guys remember, I've come to this convention throughout the years since since the very beginning, but it used to be called Stan Lee's Kamikaze. So that was the original name for this convention. So if you guys want to look at old videos of this, look up Stan Lee's Kamikaze. You guys can see some of the early, renditions of this convention. And then it changed its name, to LA Comic-Con. And before Stan Lee passed away, it was called Stan Lee's LA Comic-Con. So Stan Lee kept his name on the convention. But this is a really cool convention, and just from the few seconds I've been in here, because I just came in and picked up the badge a little bit ago, but just from getting in here, I can tell you this is way bigger than this has ever been. And it seems like, too, they've split things up into different areas this time around. Because before, in the past, pretty much everything was in the main room up here. This is kind of the main exhibitor hall where you see all the stuff for sale. And I'm going to kind of go and show you guys all the stuff that's going on in here. But before, it was mainly everything was in there, and then they had some panel rooms where you would go to see like the celebrities and stuff talk about the movies. This time around, they split it up, and there's like different rooms. It's like an anime room, one of them's a gaming room, one of them's an autograph room. So everything's kind of been separated from what I can tell. So if anyone comes here, don't just think, oh, it's all in there like it was in the past. No, make sure you walk around. So I definitely have to kind of explore around, because just like I said, from walking in, I saw up there a bunch of other rooms. So we're going to go and walk around the convention. So let the LA Comic-Con 2022 video begin. But yeah, like I was saying, we're going to head to the exhibitor hall first. I guess it's called Hall H here in the area we're going to go into. But like I was saying, it's like kind of separated this year. So up there it says like autographs, photo ops, esports, gaming, shopping. So I guess that there's like different stuff in those ones separated. So I guess you're not going to see any of the celebrities or anything like that in this area like they were in the past. But in the past, I remember seeing like Howie Mandel here. They had like a lot of they used to do a lot of Nickelodeon reunions. Like they had a Salute Your Shorts reunion in the past. And I think there was a couple other ones. I think there was an All That reunion they did years back. That's kind of what they were doing a lot more when it was Kamikaze. But because I noticed they had like a kind of almost like a tie-in to Nickelodeon at the time with a lot of these reunions they were doing. But we're gonna head in here, see what we see. I'll show you guys anything interesting that I come across as we go in. But as you can see, it's pretty much like, San Diego Comic-Con. Not as big though, but still really cool and a lot of stuff for sale. So like I said, we're gonna go through all this stuff for sale here. I have about 3.5 hours until the convention closes, because it took a while to park. It took me like probably an hour and a half to find a spot. It was crazy. But I'm in here though, so we're gonna go all around and see kind of what they have. And it's funny though, right as I've come in, I can see they're having a panel going on right now. I guess it's like a Lord of the Rings reunion kind of panel. And you see like Sean Astin up there and Elijah Wood. But honestly, if I could talk to Elijah Wood about anything, I don't think I care about Lord of the Rings talking to him. I talk to him about producing The Greasy Strangler. I think that would be more what I'd like to discuss with him, and kind of like how he got involved with The Greasy Strangler. Like my questions for people will be a lot different than what everyone else is asking up there. But yeah, you can see like they're doing the panels. I guess the big one's kind of in the main area right here. So that's pretty cool. So you can see all the people right here waiting to watch the panel and stuff. So that's very cool that both of them came out. And I don't know who else they're gonna have rotating around. And I don't know for sure if Elijah Wood is signing today or not. Let's see if we can show it better up here. Here you can see him, Elijah Wood and Sean Astin up there. But I have to have some kind of an order to how I'm doing all this stuff. I walked to the middle because I just wanted to show you guys that first. But what I'm gonna do is start on one end and then kind of make my way down, kind of the same way I would at Comic-Con, and just kind of go down all the aisles and kind of cruise around and kind of see, what's in here. And hopefully I can find some interesting stuff in here. I don't know if there's going to be anything DVD or Blu-ray wise. I remember seeing in the past, a couple movies here, a couple different booths with films, but also I look for toys, all that kind of stuff, Squishmallows, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what we can find. And I walked down to all the way to the one end, and I noticed outside too, I think this is newer here too, outside is a bunch of different food trucks and stuff like that out there. They're playing a lot of loud music and stuff, so I can't really show it, but they have food trucks out there. I remember in the years past, they had in the middle area, I believe, and they might have something like that, they had 1 or 2 food trucks. It seems like this year they've got a bunch of them out there, and then they have food here as well. But what is this long? Oh, these people for the droids. I thought they were all waiting in line for that food there. But this whole area over here is kind of the artist alley area, where it's people who are selling stuff, and if they have kind of their own, they make pins and buttons and stickers and artwork and things like that. That's the kind of stuff you're going to find in this area. And they have that same kind of area at Comic-Con, as well, San Diego Comic-Con. But like I was saying, we're going to kind of go through all this stuff, and I'll show you guys anything interesting or anything cool. And then we'll also show too in the autograph area and see kind of who's signing up there, and because like there's sometimes too with the guests that you see on the list, sometimes they're only here to do panels, and then other times they're doing the panels as well as signings as well. So it kind of all depends on the specific people and everything. These are cool ones done in this kind of style here. They're sort of like, have like paint splatter behind them and stuff like that, like almost like the ink splatter thing behind them. They're kind of cool. Real different ones here. Like stickers, I think, or patches and stuff as well, two of them. But yeah, like I was saying, it's a lots of different kind of stuff here. Comic books, you know, graphic novels, all those kind of things that people have. And then as you get to this area, then it kind of becomes more of like the toys, figurines, things like that, that direction. This is pretty cool. The one guy here is Jim Henson's cartoonist, so it's like all these different like Muppets kind of drawings and stuff like that, so that's very cool as well. Yeah, and one thing though this convention always had, and they continue to have it at this convention, is a cosplay area. So they still do have a bunch of people that are cosplay artists and stuff like that come, you know, in character and sign and stuff like that. So kind of like famous cosplay people online and things like that. And that was one of those things I always remember in the very beginning of Kamikaze, of this convention early on, they always had that. So they've continued on with the tradition of having all the cosplay people here as well. What's funny too is sometimes when you see some of these artists, I feel like some of them have had their work on like some of the Blu-ray covers. Like you know how Walmart had those ones that were like, I don't know, sometimes you see these artwork and you think that they're probably the same artists who have done the DVD like slip covers and stuff like that. Because I know, at least at you know, San Diego Comic-Con, a couple of the artists were the ones that do the Shout Factory ones. So I wouldn't doubt if a few of them here have done a few of the Blu-ray covers and some of those ones as well that are here. Because I'm pretty sure about that. But now we're going to start to go down all the stuff for sale here. I kind of have to dodge the music at this convention. They usually have like people at the booths playing loud music some of the time. So I kind of have to kind of get away from certain areas kind of fast. But like I said, we're going to kind of go through all this stuff, and then we're going to go to the autograph area and kind of see what that looks like now, all that other stuff here as well. Well, we're kind of going down all the aisles and everything here, and of course you can't come to a convention though without Funko Pop. You know, there's never not Pops here. You know, I mean, there's periods of time too I noticed with Funko Pops where they kind of like the popularity kind of goes down, and then all of a sudden they become popular again. It's really funny. It's like there's certain things that are like that where they're like the most popular thing around, then all of a sudden you kind of feel like they've died down, people aren't talking about them as much, and then all of a sudden they come back again. It's a really strange thing that I've noticed with Funko Pops, and it's gone on for a really, really long time. Down there too I saw, you know, it's you're tearing me apart, Lisa. You know, tell me why. Oh, he's down there. Here's the merch table of like, you know, LA Comic-Con stuff. They even have the mascot, the little octopus thing. That's cool over there. And then I saw like the child over there, that Yoda one, and like the child one. Every time I see that, I kind of think like everyone buys that, and then like years from now, people are gonna like, there's so many of those child things that are gonna be sold, and they're gonna end up like in the landfill. I almost feel like the guardians of the landfill are gonna be those Yoda childs, just because there's supposed to be so many of them. It's this incredibly weird thing that I always think when I see them in the stores, because there's just so many of them and people buy them all. I'm just thinking, just imagining them all in the landfill in the years to come. But yeah, we're going through all this stuff here, kind of, like I said, seeing anything interesting that we see. There's a lot of stuff here, and I would say too, this definitely seems to me, out of all the years that I've come to this convention, this is definitely the busiest. This really feels very similar to the same crowd level to San Diego Comic-Con. It's a little different though, with having like the panels right here and stuff, but still very, very similar vibe this year. This is another weird thing I always think about too, is these like QR code things. I always wonder if like years from now, these codes are not gonna go to the right thing anymore. Because like, I don't know if you guys remember like all those like 1-900 kind of numbers. There was on the VHS tape for Little Monsters, I remember as a kid, they had a thing on there called 1-900-89 Maurice, which was like this phone thing. And I remember like years later, probably like 15-20 years ago, I called the number just to see what it was, and it went to a phone sex line thing. I always remember that. So I always like think like these QR code things are going to go to like weird random things in the years to come. Like, who knows? That's one of those things I always think about too. Like me and my random observations walking around here. That's kind of cool. This is a whole table of all these homies, and they usually are like really small, like this size, but they have like big ones here. Like, I've never seen these before. They're like the heads of the homies. That's pretty cool. Yeah, put him in. Yeah, that's really cool. I've never seen these before. There's a poster booth here. I don't know if these are original ones or not. I think they're probably reprints. They usually are, but that's cool though. Let's see any ones we can see in here though. But yeah, it's like I said, guys, it's very, very busy. It's sort of like the squeeze to get around in here everywhere. It's very, look at all this, guys. Like I said, it's very busy. And over here, though, I spotted like a random like Squishmallow thing. These are like become so popular now. And the only ones of these that I like is that character, the blue one, that weird blue one, and then the shark one. Those are the only ones of these, but these things are, some of them, they're so difficult to get and so valuable, it's insane. I got one randomly at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, and it's like worth like $500, and it was like $30. It was like one of the exclusives. But this is so far the only place I've seen that has them, booth-wise, but we'll see if anywhere else has them this time around. I'm sure they will, because they're so incredibly popular that there's definitely got to be somebody else selling them as well. But always like to walk around to these conventions and see kind of like the new different stuff that's popular and stuff throughout the years too. That's the thing that's kind of cool about how I've documented this convention throughout the years, and same with San Diego Comic-Con. So you can kind of see the changes to all these things and what they were selling then and kind of all that stuff. So we're over here at the area where the panel is again, and so see, I couldn't show it before earlier, but they do have seats over here as well, so that's cool, because some years in the past I've seen it when they've done this, but they didn't have seats. They just kind of, everyone was sort of standing. So that's cool though that they put seating over here as well for it. Well, I guess Billy Zane is signing over here randomly. That's kind of random because he's not in the celebrity area upstairs. I didn't even know he was signing here. That's funny. Well, I did end up spotting one Squishmallow here. I spotted one of the ones down here. So there's another booth down here. I spotted two different ones here. Well, that's kind of cool, interesting. Both different Bigfoot ones. And well, both of those ones that I saw back there, they were only like, they were incredibly cheap. For some reason, both of them were 2 for $30. And like that one that I saw in the back was one that I saw when I was in Vegas at Circus, and I know it was one that my brother wanted, and it was like, to win it, it was 40,000 tokens or 4,000, something like that. It was a huge amount. I'm like, I would probably spend like $400 trying to win it in there to get that amount of tokens. So I'm like, for both of those ones for $30, like really, really, really low price. So very, very cool though. But I did not want to carry them around with me the entire time, so the guy is holding them right there at the booth. So let's hope they're still there. I hope that I don't come back and then they're gone or something. I'm like, oh no. But I took a picture, 800, so I'm gonna come back and get them, but I'm like, hopefully like someone else doesn't buy them or something. But he said, I'll keep them back there for you. And I see they have like a DVD booth. It's kind of like, you know, DVD-Rs of kind of like weird, obscure kind of stuff in here. Like Hobbit TV series, Wizards. I saw a couple Blu-ray ones over here. What Blu-ray did they have? I saw like down here, let's see, there's a couple ones like Ren and Stimpy put on Blu-ray. Let's see, Dahmer on Blu-ray. Mandalorian. Do they have like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like any of the Netflix ones? Let's see, that you know you can't get the physical discs of. Like they have a lot of the like Mandalorian ones. Lost in Space. Yeah, I don't see. What's this one? That Resident Evil, Ozark, Spider-Man, Lilo and Stitch complete series. But yeah, they have a lot of different stuff here. I believe the same guy is at San Diego Comic-Con, I'm pretty sure. He didn't used to have Blu-rays though, so Blu-rays are definitely new, translating the stuff to Blu-ray. Because I was kind of wondering when they were going to start doing that, because I've seen like a lot of other kind of conventions doing that, like kind of on the East Coast, having like bootleg Blu-rays, but not out here. That's like the first I've kind of seen of them. Here's another Midnight Mass. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so it looks like we're about halfway through this area, because we're back where I showed you guys first, where Eliza Wood was doing the panel. I don't know what show they're talking about now, what the panel's for this time around. But yeah, and here's these things too. You always see as well, these are always staples at conventions, these mystery boxes. And they're all like different sizes, variations, and like some of them are SpongeBob related, some of them are like animes, like Naruto, and My Hero Academia, and they're basically like all objects that relate to that specific thing that's on the box, like a G.I. Joe one, Black Butler, Doctor Who, and there's all these different like deals if you get a handful of them. But yeah, those are things that you always see at these conventions. It's the only place you ever see stuff like that. I don't even know if you could buy those particular like same ones online, or they're only like getting at these conventions or not. I do not know. But like I said, that's one of those things you always see though. And that's cool over here. They have like a Stan Lee tribute over here, and there's like t-shirts and stuff like that over here, and all kinds of stuff. And I guess like you can sign this board over here and kind of like write like a tribute thing to Stan Lee, so that's really cool. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Yeah, because like I said, he was always such a tentpole at this convention, and really was behind it from I think since the very beginning. So I'm pretty sure it was Stan Lee's Kamikaze since the first of these conventions that they had, at least as far as I always remember. So very cool they have a little thing there to honor him like that as well. And I don't know about you guys too, but it's kind of weird. It's like, I still love, you know, the Marvel films and everything like that, but there's something strange about them, because it was like, I always loved seeing them and like looking for the Stan Lee cameo. That was like my favorite thing. I was kind of waiting for that. So that's the one thing that's kind of, it always feels like there's like slightly something missing, not having those cameos. You know what I mean? There's no way you could ever have them again, but it's just sad. It's like, I always like, felt like I was always kind of waiting for that cameo. I wish there was somebody else they could have that you'd always look for a cameo of in, you know, those movies. I don't think there really will ever be anybody else like that though. And this is cool. They have like a Hot Topic setup thing over here. It's sort of like a walk through Nightmare Before Christmas kind of maze thing to get to where the store is. So that's cool. It's like a Christmas town kind of thing. That's really cool setup. This exact area where we are now, though, is usually where they would have the celebrity autographs. I remember the one year, right down there is where Weird Al Yankovic was signing, and I think Howie Mandel was over there, and then along this wall was where they used to have all the main celebrities, and then they kind of went around even back to where the stage was, they had celebrities as well. So it's so different, though, kind of seeing it like without them here. So I'm really interested in seeing how the celebrity room is set up now, and kind of sometimes though you get in there and like no video, nothing. So we'll see. It's probably going to be sneak shots in that area, but we'll see. But I'm just interested in seeing kind of how they set it up though. But definitely a lot of really cool stuff for sale this year, and I feel like there's a lot more. Oh, here's another Squish booth. You always have to look for these things. But the problem is a lot of these people are resellers. Like that last booth is a really good deal, but you know, sometimes they are like really, really high prices on them, especially for the really rare ones. Let's see, here's some of the smaller ones over here. A lot of these ones were the ones that were in Costco boxes that were opened up. Here's some of the Christmas. Yeah, these ones are all kind of like common. Like I said, I only really like the Bigfoot one. That's like that one, and then the shark, and then some kind of like weird Halloween Grim Reapers. That's kind of about it for them. Oh yeah, so it's sort of like now in the area where it was all the autographs, this is sort of like sports auctions and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool, like auction things. Every time I think of these two at Dave & Buster's in the front, they always have that type of thing. But they do have some autographs over here. It says it's the Jimmy Neutron cast. So I guess there is some celebrity signing over here. That's a interesting setup. So I don't know if it's, I guess they're there the whole time, the whole weekend over there. Just trying to make sure I don't miss going down any areas. So I just went down that area. You gotta be really careful though, because sometimes you can miss an aisle, and I don't wanna miss going down any aisles. So let's see, let's go back to the right area. So I was down that, yeah, this is the right one, but you gotta be really careful because these aisles, sometimes you go down one and then they end, and then you gotta like go around to the other side to make sure you don't miss. It's very strange, but I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything though. I've never seen these kind of things too. They're like wanted signs of like these manga and anime characters and stuff. That's kind of cool ones. I know a lot of this stuff because my brother knows a lot of like, you know, Evangelion and stuff like that. So I kind of know a lot about some of the characters and stuff from the things that he's looking for and everything though. And here's another poster booth over here. And this one's called Oddball Books. Let's see what kind of ones they have over here. Oh yeah, it says, see, when you see in the front, it says reprint. So it's like a lot of like Universal Monsters ones in here. Yeah, this seems to be all like Universal Monsters, Thousand Corpses. Some of these ones I have like original ones. I know I have some original Thousand Corpses, like little posters and stuff that I got back in the day. I used to, oh, that's cool, a reprint of the Stab one. I always like though the real ones. To me, it's like it's cooler to find the real original ones if you can, because it's like, especially if it was like one that was like hung up in a theater before and stuff like that. I don't know, in the 80s. I don't know, stuff like that's kind of cool to it. But yeah, like I was saying, here's the Jimmy Neutron cast signing over here. That's cool though that they still have some signings going on over here. But yeah, this is where they would usually have the main autographs over here against this wall. And then, like I was saying, around that area is where I remember, you know, back in years ago was Weird Al, and then Howie Mandel and a couple other people. But there's been a lot of people throughout the years that I've seen signing here. They have really good guests and stuff like that. That's why I said I can't wait to go to the other room too to see who's in there though. Now I might as well show you guys these. These are the other things that are like Squishmallows. These are called Squishables. Now these ones though were actually first. what's kind of funny is like the ones that were first, they kind of now become overshadowed by the ones that kind of in a way copied them. But now like they both kind of copy each other with the versions that they make. So like they have their own. One has a Grim Reaper, the other has a Grim Reaper. So it's definitely a funny thing going on with the competition between them and Squishable. I spotted a couple Squish hiding down there. It's like sort of like spot the Squish at the convention. But yeah, there's a few ones hiding down there. It's so funny over there. I heard them playing Tattoo. You never hear like Tattoo anymore. That's like so random to hear. Oh, there is a few more right in this area too. So you gotta always. Oh yeah, wait a minute. There's another blue one back there. See, there's one right there. I have to ask about that one. And then here's a few ones here. Let's see. Yeah, see, this is the other one that I kind of like. This is the shark one, and I kind of like that because when that movie comes out, you guys get to see it. Amityville Shark House. I play a crazed killer shark man in it. That's the one that I co-directed with Will Colosmo. So like, I always liked it for that reason. It's funny, this booth over here, it's another Squish booth, and they have, I believe it's the same one I just bought, that Zozo one up there with the horn, with the hearts. Oh, there's another one over there too, this little weird Bigfoot over there. It's like there's a lot of them here. Oh, and this is a common one that I've seen. That's like one you get at Walgreens and Target. There's a lot of them in here today, but let's see. There's that one back there, and then like, there's that one there. So yeah, a lot in here today. Hey guys, so that's so crazy. That Valentine's Day one there that has the Valentine's Day hearts on it, that one, I got both of them at the last booth for $30, and it was like the taxes. I used my credit card, so I didn't have any cash, so it was, you know, $33. In there, just for the one, was $45 for the one with the heart, the exact same one for one. Isn't that insane? So that one booth, that guy had really good prices. Like I said, $45 for one. Crazy. And they do have another signing going on over here as well, and it's a bunch of the people from the Sandlot here. The kids from the Sandlot now signing, so that's cool. And there's like Yaya there. I do remember though that Yaya was on this thing that I feel like he took his name off of credit-wise. This was a thing that was on the Playboy channel back in the day, and I always remember it, and I feel like I'm one of the only people that remembers that he was on that thing called Foursome. I think it was him. I might be totally wrong, but if he was him, it was scrubbed from his resume. But I'm pretty sure I remember him like on that show going, yeah, I was in the Sandlot. I might be, like I said, I might be so wrong about that, but I really, really remember that like 15 years ago or something, like years and years back. I sometimes can be like the purveyor of useless knowledge and weird things that I remember. I have a very good memory and stuff, and like sort of like a picture memory and stuff. So like if I saw something once, I never seem to forget about it. This is kind of cool. They have like this Mad Balls thing over here, that cool eyeball. I think they had this back in the day, or they had one of it that was kind of like that with the Ghostbusters. I remember there was like a thing like that with a big eyeball. I can remember something like that very well that the Ghostbusters had. They have some kind of an event going on tonight for Glow, like a Glow wrestling event thing that they're going to be having as well, so that's cool. But yeah, right where we are right now, this is exactly where was the main autograph area and stuff like that was before. But they still do have autographs in here though, so it's kind of cool though that they have a whole nother room of stuff, because kind of like what they have now is just, besides that area before, that was kind of like, it's still people signing, and it was here with some more autographs and then some cosplay stuff in this area. But I would say that there's a lot more going on this year than I've ever seen at this convention when it comes to events and stuff for sale and all this type of stuff. So it's definitely a lot this year. So very cool that this is basically becoming very similar to the size of Comic-Con. The only thing that's different is with this convention than Comic-Con is they don't have as much studio backing, where it's like the studios don't come here as much like to promote the movies. There's some of that goes on, but it's just not as large as it is in San Diego Comic-Con. But I feel like because of how popular this is getting, it's going to get more and more similar. I really think so. And it's a little bit easier to get these tickets too when you're buying them compared to San Diego Comic-Cons, which are very, very difficult. So now we're leaving the main exhibitor hall area, and I pretty much went down every single aisle and tried to like check for everything. That one Squish that I showed you guys, it was like that blue one. That one was like, I think it was 45 or 35, but it, like on the back of it, I looked, it had like all this dirt on it. I'm like, I'm not gonna get that one, especially what a great deal I got for those other ones. But it was so crazy that one was 45. I don't know, I just like that just goes to show you guys, sometimes you always have to really check the prices, and I knew those prices were incredibly low. Like I was like, this is really cheap for these. So definitely was a good deal. But now I gotta try and find where the autograph area is and then where the other stuff, because there was an area that said more stuff for sale, so I don't want to miss anything. Up here is sort of the we just came out from that area, and now we're kind of going to another food area over here. So yeah, right up there it says autographs, esports, gaming, shopping. So yeah, I guess it's this direction, kind of wrap around. So I want to make sure I don't miss seeing anything here. So we're going to head over to that area now though. So we just came from down that area, and I walked through the hallway that way, through the door. And see, down this hallway though, this is where they have some of the other stuff. And I don't know if this is where the other stuff for sale is as well, because it says shopping. So I don't know what the other shopping is. I know we're getting right now to where the autographs are. So we're gonna go into that area now. And then I think past that is like the photo ops area, I believe. So yeah, this is very different this year. So I just want to make sure I don't miss going through anything or miss any of these areas. So yeah, you go down this area to get to the autograph. So we'll see who's down here. Let's see. Where do you go to get to it? So somewhere down here, I suppose. I see like somebody over here. Oh, JSA. Oh, so after, I always think that's so funny too, is like after you get the autograph, people wait in line to get them to put that sticker on it to make sure it's authenticated. You know what I mean? It's just, to me, it's always like kind of strange, because it's like, well, you gotta take a picture of them signing it or a video of them signing it. It's just the same. It's because you have to pay for that too. But we'll go in here and see, you know, who's in here. A lot of times you can't really see too much in here. Let's see, you can kind of look at the board and see who's in here. Tomer Capone. So let's see who's in here though. We're in the autograph room. Kind of see Lazo Alfonso, Jim Cummings. Let's see, Scott Grimes. Some of the people have left now. Oh yeah, that Sean Astin is going to be signing down there. There's a long line for Steve Burns. Steve Burns from Blue's Clues is down there. Amy Lynn Johnson. Charlie, I never know how to say his name right. Charlie Hunman, I think. And I saw him one year talking to Kim Coates, and I didn't realize it was him, and it was like sort of embarrassing. So I was talking to like Kim Coates, and I totally ignored him, and I didn't realize it was him. It was like so cringy. And I was talking to Kim Coates. This was probably 2013, and I was talking about doing. But yeah, it was funny. The one woman came up to me, and then she said, "Oh, no filming in there." And then she saw the thing that said press, and she's like, "Oh, that's okay then." So that's kind of funny though. But yeah, I got kind of chastised back there for a second. But yeah, the Charlie Hunman guy, like I was saying, I was talking to Kim Coates at I think it was what convention was it? I think the Hollywood show, and I was talking to him forever about Waterworld because I love his character, the paper guy in it. So, and then he was explaining that Charlie Hunman guy about the character. He's like, "Oh, well, everyone wants me to do that paper." They go, "Paper, waiting for the paper," and all that stuff. And he's like, "Everyone wants me to do it, but I won't do it. I refuse to. It doesn't matter who it is. You could even ask me." And I like didn't pick up that was who it was. So it was one of those sort of funny, weird, cringy things. Oh, I'm like wandering into the wrong area. This is like where they do all the photos and everything. I was like, what is this long line? This is where they have like the celebrity photo ops. I'm like, what the hell is this line? But that's, you know, what it is over here though. But let's see if we can figure out where the other stuff for sale is, because it says there's another thing that says shopping. So I don't know what that means, if there's another like smaller dealer's room where we were, like exhibitor hall, or what that means. So we'll see if I can figure out what the other shopping was though. Yeah, see guys, here's a whole nother area. So like if I wasn't thinking, I'd be like, that was it, and I would just leave. This one says gaming stage, esports, anime, shopping. I think I remember them doing this before. One of the last times I was here, I totally forgot they did this where they separated it into two different areas. But if you didn't know, and you just kind of came in that one main door, you would truly think and weren't paying attention that this is not here. So anyone coming here, just make sure to keep in mind that that whole big room we were just in isn't the only big room. This is a smaller one, but there is stuff in here, and there's a lot of anime stuff. So a lot of people who are coming for anime stuff definitely don't want to miss going in here. So we'll see if they have anything else interesting, especially too, maybe there's some more random squish hiding in here. I don't think we're gonna find any as cheap as those other ones were though. I feel like they were kind of almost like mispriced, or they just wanted to give me a good deal on them. I was just very, very lucky on those ones. But yeah, we're gonna go in here though, and like I said, it's pretty decent size. I mean, this size room is the size of a lot of smaller conventions that I've seen, you know, videos of and stuff. So not a terrible size in here. So let's see what else is in here. But glad I walked over here and didn't just leave, and I paid attention to that sign though. It seems like a lot of like Pokemon cards. There's some art prints in here. I'll have to see if there's any manga booths, because there's a couple ones that my brother wanted me to look for. So I'll see if there's any of those booths selling the books and stuff in this area as well, too. And they have a stage in here, too. But yeah, like I was saying, they have a panel over here. I'm not sure what this panel was. Up on the Game podcast, I guess. Up on Game podcast. I remember, yeah, I do remember one year in this area, I remember they had a reunion of Pete and Pete, and Big Pete and Little Pete were signing in here. I remember that really well now. I don't know why I forgot about that. That was definitely in this particular room as well. But I guess it's been a long time since I've been to this particular convention. I think it's been quite a while, handful of years, so I kind of forgot about that. But yeah, definitely, like I said, a lot of stuff for sale this time around, and a lot more like, you know, sometimes you go to some of these conventions and they don't have the stuff that people want. It's kind of like a lot of like random, it's hard to explain. It's just like kind of like not the kind, it's kind of the stuff they think people want, but not the stuff that's actually people are buying right now. This convention seems to have a lot of the hyped up stuff, I'm noticing, and they're really up on it. And even things that are brand new I'm seeing, like even some of those Squish things were new on some of those booths that just came out like a week ago. So definitely they're on it this time around. They even have, like, you know, these gigantic mastodon skulls in here and stuff like that as well. I can say I've never in my life ever seen like dinosaur bones and skeleton bones and stuff like that at a convention. So that's kind of cool and a little different to see here. So some retro games over here. Yeah, there's a whole lot of different, like, you know, Super Nintendo, a lot of different ones in here. And these ones in the boxes still as well. Let's see. These ones, though, you might think some of these are squished. These are not. So sometimes you can kind of mix some of these things up. This is a lot of the anime ones. My brother likes a lot of these particular ones back there, too. So I'm always looking for certain ones, like the one character from Berserk. I know he was asking me to look for. I did see there are some, you know, anime voice actors down here as well, too. So there's definitely a lot of signings going on over here. Let's see, someone from The Simpsons here. So lots of different people over here. This one has a huge line for what? I don't know what those ones are from, but yeah, they have a gigantic line over here. These are like some random, like, weird way to go outside. I bet these are kind of doors, if you went out here, you can't get... Now, what's out here? Let's see. There's stuff out here. I guess there's, like, more food trucks and stuff out here, too. So, yeah, it looks like there's more food trucks and stuff like that in this area as well. And they have this one, like, themed cafe thing over here, a Dreamland Maid Cafe. So it's like they're, like, dressed as these, like, maids, and they, like, I guess they have some kind of, like, drinks and stuff like that you can order and stuff like that over there. So that's interesting as well, too. I've definitely never seen anything like that here before, either. And I spotted a funny, like, mashup here. It's like a cone head, but it's Patrick, you know, Patrick from SpongeBob. I've definitely, that's an interesting mashup. Conehead Patrick from SpongeBob. That's definitely very cool. But I think I went to all the main stuff here now. I just left from that area, and I don't think there was any other things to see. I know there's like the panel rooms and stuff like that upstairs. I think there are some panels, of course, for sure. I'm sure there's got to be, because they're not just having those two main stage ones, I believe. But yeah, I believe they're upstairs. They have some of those as well. But yeah, I think we saw all the main stuff. I might do like one more lap around the main convention center, because I do have to go and pick up the ones that I got to, because I did not want to carry them around the whole time and everything, especially because they probably were not going to have bags. And if I was filming and stuff, it would have been like impossible to have, you know, filmed and held both of those really big things and walked around. But yeah, like I said, just going to kind of do one more lap around here and kind of make sure there's nothing that I don't miss. And guys, I was wandering back around, and I was going to go over to the other area to look again, and look who I ran into. Look, the Cinnamon Stalker. The Cinnamon Stalker. I haven't seen you in a cool eon. Where have you been?
Are you YouTuber and director?
Chauncey Phillips.
Chauncey Phillips.
Cool Duder, yes.
Cool Duder.
And you're the Cinnamon Cinestalker, the guy who likes cinema.
I love cinema.
Yeah, there's Cinestalker.
Cinestalker.
Cinestalker's your name. But you do
I
like...
heard you, and I was like, dude, it's right here.
Yep.
Dual little cameras again.
Dual cameras.
That's what we do, bro.
I know.
What we do.
When was the last time I saw you in a video? Was it Alien Vampire Busters?
It was on the
set.
On
set of Alien? Yeah, I think.
Not in real life, like right now.
No, not Alien Vampire Busters. On the set of.
Did.
Was it the set of Shark House?
Shark House.
Amityville Shark House.
Up in LA. Up in
I
Hollywood
think
Hills.
that was the last one.
I think so. It's been a weird year.
I know.
It's been busy. And
it's been so busy.
All normal
but don't
now.
cover your face though. People want to see you.
Sorry, yeah, I can see you now.
They can't see you.
I got the beard still.
Yes, you got the beard. You haven't changed your style.
Got the same look.
Imagine if I saw you.
I'm up to a little sweater, trying to be kind of cool.
Imagine if I saw you the first time you had hair down to here.
What'd you do?
Had no beard. I'd be like, whoa.
I had no beard though, but I've been using the beard for like 5 years.
That's your style.
I gotta shave it off now.
Do you think you're ever shaving? Or
I wanted to see what happens.
I know you should sometime. You should.
See what it looks like, you know?
I know.
This is kind of for the hell of it. Maybe I'll do, if I'm bored on videos, I'll do a video.
You can do a whole video shaving my face. I'm the first time in
that's
5 years.
It. Yeah, it'd be funny. That'd be the whole video.
Yep.
That'd be kind of good cringe.
People would like it.
I think it's good at least like
what you could do is at least shave some patterns into it first.
I'll take some weird pictures.
No, do some patterns.
Yeah, because
like
weird
some words into it.
Like mutton chops.
Put Cool Dr. Money. Remember from My Brother and Me?
Oh yeah, you could like
do the
signs.
Cool Dr. Money shaving.
That could be like my thumbnail, like
all
goofy. You know,
yeah, that's gonna be your thumbnail. And then,
that, you know?
or you could shave it weird like that and go around where you live for like an hour and see if you get any weird reactions.
I'll see when even knows who I am.
Yeah, have a strange beard.
Like
That's a funny video.
And
then you shave it off at the end. There's a video. You say, I'm going to shave my beard, shave weird patterns into it, go outside, walk around, see what you get, and then shave it all off and get rid of it.
There
you go.
Just grow back in about a month.
Yeah, then it's back.
It's like this next day.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll go quickly to look at the other area.
It's fun, though, so far. LA Comic Con, I've never been to this convention in so long.
I was thinking that, too. I was like...
It's been years.
When was the last time we were at this one? Like, was it out in the Woo, maybe?
4 years ago?
I know we were down in the Woo one time, right?
Maybe 5 years ago?
I think...
Maybe longer?
It was a long time.
Was it with...
I know we saw Luna Meow the one time.
Yeah, was here.
Was that like
I remember Michael Ray Bauer had a thing going on.
Yeah, and then I was saying in the video too, in this area, Pete and Pete was signing the one year, remember?
I don't even remember being this big though. Look at the main hall, you get this thing.
I know.
It's like really big now.
And they added a lot more stuff for sale, I feel like too. Like they're way more filled up than they were before.
It's pretty cool.
No, I know.
Very fun. There was like earlier they were saying we almost couldn't park here.
And we couldn't. I almost was like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to do this.
I don't know if you told them that.
I did in the video. I was like, it was terrible. I was like, I drove around forever, and I kept on going down all these alleys, and then the one area to park was like $50, and I'm like,
expensive. I saw one for $100.
Oh my god!
Like right down the road right here.
Yeah, and then like I think I remember one year it was like $75, but I found a place that's like a half a mile away that was $20.
Yeah, I think I parked like almost a mile.
But the real question is, Danny,
will
I be able to find it to get back?
I took pictures of the
I did too, so I'm like, let's hope I can find this and like.
And hopefully my car's not stolen.
Yeah,
we don't want that.
That'd be really bad.
You are LA.
Yeah, then you have to take a Uber or a Lyft or rent a car to get home. That would be a nightmare.
That'd be so bad.
That would not be good. No.
So where are we going now?
I guess we'll go back to the other panel room.
Okay, cool.
See one last lap around there to see what's in there. And Danny, we came back in and I found another booth of Squish. There's no Bigfoots here, but have you seen these kind of squishes before? All these kind of things?
I'm squeezing it.
Yeah. What are you doing there? And you're squeezing them 2 at a time, Danny.
I was thinking of something.
Yeah. What are you up to? What are you up to?
Did you pick? I don't know.
Yeah. And you go some stores they have these signs that say please don't put them on your face.
I'm not gonna do my face.
Yeah, don't do that. I saw a few more. I saw a few more over here too, on this side. See, there's a few. I think I saw a couple ones right in here too.
Very squishy.
They are. They're very
cool.
Definitely are.
There's a bunch of this one right here.
Yeah, they have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a handful of other ones. I have to go and pick up the other ones I got earlier too. Well, now the convention is over, and we did a little lap around there too. But
it was good.
I think we probably went around the main floor at least. You went around a couple times. I went around at least twice, and then the other one I went around twice too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it was good.
I would say though that this is definitely the biggest this convention has ever been. It feels to me very similar to San Diego Comic Con. Doesn't it to you?
Very big. It's like a small, almost the same size. It's almost there.
The thing
that's getting there. It's getting there.
And I was saying in the video that the only major differences with this convention is they don't have like the studio backing in the same way.
That's true.
Where they have as many of the studio the big studios like Sony and
Yeah.
Lionsgate and some of those ones that promote there. We don't see that as much, but I think it's going to happen.
No,
I think
because
it
they're
is.
in the entertainment capital of the world, LA. So I
know.
think it's going to easily happen. I assume like every year, bigger and bigger. It's
No,
really
definitely.
neat. It's fun though.
And if you guys haven't subscribed to, definitely subscribe to Danny's channel. It's Cinestalker, not the Cinnamon Stalker. It's the Cinestalker.
Cinestalker, but
Yeah.
I like some cinnamon too.
Yeah, you like cinnamon. and Danny filmed a video too around the convention, so you guys can see his video too.
Yes,
as well. But anyway, though, guys, if you guys enjoy these convention videos, definitely give us a thumbs up.
Thumb it up.
I did get
Look at
those
this
big
bag.
gigantic
Look at this
squishes
bag.
in there.
It's cotton candy, folks.
Yep.
Squishmallows, cotton
Yep,
candy.
they're a little heavy too.
This is at least 30 pounds.
I know, but
Squishmallows.
anyway, though, guys, thanks so much for watching, subscribing. I'll see you guys later. Bye.